Well, good afternoon, YTPC. This is Dave coming to you from Southern Maryland. It's 1:30 on Friday afternoon. It's crazy warm. It's almost 60 degrees, bright and sunny. I'll show you at the door here in a minute. But it's just a beautiful day. Very unseasonable, but I'll take it. It feels it's nice and warm. No breeze, bright sunshine. It feels good. So I missed yesterday. What was I thinking? So yesterday my son said, hey, can we go downtown? So we went and saw the Smithsonian National Natural History Museum. So we went downtown DC, and then we walked up from there to the original Chinatown in DC and had a nice late lunch, and then back out. So we were gone all day in the big city. So it's only 30 miles, but traffic can make it more like 45 minutes in and an hour or so out. But it was a great day, and for my son to ask to spend the day with us, it was a good family day. So my wife and I and my son went. My daughter said thanks, but no thanks. Pipe, as always, is the Maryland Meerschaum. What's in it today is the Watch Cities Santa's Sack. I'm still on the Christmas blends. My intention is to stay on them until New Year's Day. So on the 2nd, we'll change over. Because once I change over, we'll probably leave it alone. Let's see, not too much has come in for the paddock. I had a bunch more. My buddy heaters came in, so I have 5. The big buddy heaters are safe for indoors, but they burn propane. But they're the double, so you get a propane bottle on each side, and it puts out quite a bit of heat. So if I have a group in here and it's actually really cold, because sometimes in January, February, we can get 10-degree weather, and that's not fun in here. And then I'll probably get the mod kits and hook up real propane bottles, to each of them. Something that came in was pretty cool. This is probably an old man thing, but I ordered some actual ceramic coffee cups. These things are heavy. They're thick. This is what coffee mugs used to look like when I was younger, where you pour the hot coffee in and it warms the mug up, and the mug is slightly concave so it fits your hand, and it's substantial. It's heavy. The coffee and the mug keep each other warm. This is what a coffee mug feels like to me, anyway. I bought 6 of them from one of my favorite places in downtown Jackson Hole, the Bunnery. It's one of the places we go for breakfast as a family, and the first day I walked in, I was like, holy smokes. And then in the last couple of years, they started offering them. So I bought them online at their online store, and I got 6 of them here. Tells you how old I am. I can't be more excited. That's awesome. So now my coffee pot came in. My coffee has come in. My mugs are here. I'm ready to make my first pot of coffee here in the paddock, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow. My streak of not getting any tobacco has been broken. The last 2 days I had nothing come in. I can't say that today, so I'll show you a couple. The first one I want to show you is I got Granger. I'd never heard of it before, but Pipe Cottage. Dr. Alan Harrelson said it was his favorite codger, so I added as you know I do it. I added a pound of Granger to this tour, my codger tour, and then I got 10 tins, like I always do, 10 tins of C&D's anthology for 2023, and I got 10 tins of the Ennerdale. So those are the additions that have come in, and while I'm out, I got it up, I'll show you. Look how sunny it is out there. Left the door open, it's so warm. That's rare in winter for me to leave the door open in here. But that's it. I got some dark fired cherry came back in, so I got 5 of them here, and there's a bunch more coming in the door, but apparently they've been running out, but they got restocked. All right, guys. I guess I'll just give you a quick pan for you. There are those stand-ups, the chairs. You can see I'm getting ready to build the 4th set of bookshelves, and there's the 3 that are constructed. So there's a little mini tour of the paddock. My horrific desk, my temporary table is still a complete disaster. That's a little tour of the place. Well, it is a Freedom Friday. I'm not ready for it, but I will. I'll get one out today. I've done nothing for it. I've not chosen the weapon. I've not gotten it out of the armory. I've not brought it up. I've not done the film yet, or the film, Jesus. I've not done the video on it yet, but I still intend to get it done and get it out. It'll probably be a separate video. If I can get it done quickly, I'll append it to this one, but I might put out a 3rd video in one day. That's crazy. It's just kind of what life requires sometimes. So one of my Christmas presents for my daughter, Sarasota. This is where she goes to school. I love the sweatshirts. I love the big oversized hoodie sweatshirts. As you can tell, I'm wearing them in most of my Maryland vids anyway. And so I asked for a Denver one, which my son got, and a Sarasota one for my daughter. And a couple of ones to replace, like that old white one you see me wearing. Man, that thing's like 10 years old, and so my wife got me a new one of those. So I'm kind of stocked up on sweatshirts right now. Okay, guys, the thing I want to talk about in this video that might cause some offense out there, so the offensometer might go up, is the attitudes I'm seeing, not only in our community, but kind of throughout the world about the new year. What the hell do I mean by that? There's a lot of someone out there, oh, thank God 23 is behind me. You know, 2023 was a dog shit year, and I can't wait for 2024 to get here. And without anything to back that sentence up, that's a pretty naive statement. Now, some of you had personal things that occurred in 23 that we hopefully won't see repeat in 24. But in general, there's very little happening out there in the world that makes 24 look any better, and in fact makes 24 look substantially at risk for being much worse than 23. So let's break our conversation into 2 parts, as I always do when we talk about stuff like this. We'll talk big picture, the part we probably don't have a lot of influence on, but let's talk about it. Let's get it out, because I think it does release some emotion or tension when we do put some things into words. I don't know of a single region in the world that looks better now than at the beginning of the year. I don't see a single region in the world where things are going to be less in conflict next December than they are this December. So to think the world situation is going to get better and help improve our lives, I think that's folly. Let's talk about supply lines and world transportation lines. There's not one transportation line that looks better now than it did a year ago today. And there's not one transportation line that looks better looking forward to next December than today. Southern Europe, Middle East, Ukraine. When did we stop calling it the Ukraine, by the way? Taiwan, North Korea, the BRICS nations, the decline of the dollar. Our ability to have a decent set of elections next fall. The supply of ammunition. The cost of tobacco. The restrictions on shipping tobacco. None of this is getting better. So I don't really say it to cause anyone to inflame or get worried, because again, in my opinion, there's no one watching my videos that can have any influence on that. You just need to be aware of it so the train doesn't eat from behind. That's it. So if next year is going to be any better than this year, it's because you did something different. You did something to get ready for a better year. You're going to have to make it happen. You're going to have to drag 2024 out and beat the shit out of it and do something to make it better than this year. Why am I talking to you like this? It is my belief that if we go into the new year with false and completely unsubstantiated or unjustified belief that next year is going to be better than this year simply because the number went up by one, I think that's setting us up for a huge emotional trauma or more depression or more apathy towards the end of next year. I teach in my school, and I requested of my executives when I ran the company to, when we did annual planning, frustrate me once and then delight me each month after that. And the point being, set realistic goals for the year, and let's put those on the wall. Let's make them attainable. Let's make them like we can see the actions required to hit these goals. And then we had realistic, stretch, and worst case. And we would plan for just regular. We didn't plan for stretch, and we didn't plan for worst case. And that's what I would suggest for you. If you think next year is going to be better, specifically state why you think that, and then what actions need to happen from you to make that happen. And then kind of when. I mean, I made my folks and myself, we line it out by month. So there's sort of an annual plan with monthly steps so that we know we're going to get there. And then when we do the review, quarterly, monthly, and then annually, that we know we're going to attain those steps. And without that kind of thinking, just thinking randomly that it's going to be better, I think is going to set us up for failure, because it's just going to be Monday. The whole year, this grand thing that's going to save our life is going to be a Monday, just like every other Monday. And then Saturday is going to be like every other Saturday, and then next Wednesday. And I think we fall into this trap of, I'll do it on the weekend. I'll do it after the weekend. I'll do it next week. I'll do it in the spring. I'll do it when the summer weather gets here. I'll do it next month. I'll do it later. And I think that kind of thinking is what leads to, well, next year got to be better than this year. So Dave the Downer, sorry, but I hear a lot of this talk in my private life, in people I communicate with, and then a lot of videos here talking about how excited we are. Thank God we're kicking 23 to the curb. I'm hoping you're doing that because you know how 24 is going to be better, and you really know, and you know how it's going to be. But I suspect, given the people I've come in contact throughout my life, that a lot of this is just hopium wishful thinking. So am I saying we should stop talking positively about next year and think, oh, 24 is going to suck as bad as 23? No, that's kind of the opposite of what I'm trying to say. I think 24 could be a better year, but only because we're going to make it better. And how are we going to do that? What are the 2 or 3 areas of our lives that we are going to improve? What are they? I mean, my God, I certainly don't expect anyone to answer this on a video. It's pretty personal. But more importantly, do you have a plan to make 1 or 2 or 3 things better in your life? And do you know exactly how you're going to go do that on a month-by-month basis so that you can track it, so you don't end 24 in a worse situation or in a bigger dumps or a bigger dumpster fire, or more depressed or more apathetic about life than you are today? That's really it. I consider it a positive message. Go figure out what you're going to do. I'm an action guy. I'm a do-it guy. That's really all I'm trying to get across. So I'm going to shut up, stop being such a negative guy, and get this video up. And then I gotta go find my weapon of choice for the Freedom Friday. So hope you guys have a good weekend. I should be able to get back here most days. We're doing New Year's Eve's at our house, so my kids are inviting a bunch of friends over, and then my daughter's birthday is actually January 1st, so we try not to let that get lost in the Christmas New Year's shuffle. So we're going downtown Monday night for dinner. Fogo de Chao. I don't know if you guys know the restaurant chain. It's a Brazilian steakhouse. It's pretty sweet. Meat just comes to you. One of the best salad bars I've ever seen in life. But the fact that I can sit there and just all this beef meat comes to my table is fantastic. So that's our plan. Anyway, hopefully we talk later today for a weapon, and then we will hopefully talk again tomorrow as well. Bye, you guys.